My name is Jade Fox. This is the Madeyoulooks channel. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about the best androgynous trends for 2022. These are the trends that I think that everybody can get a little slice of. These are the trends that we love. Take a little bit of that masculine, take a little bit of that feminine, mix it all up. Bad bitch cocktail. So let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and get into it. So the first one would be any type of like leather, any type of leather that's not your traditional leather. So I'm talking like patent leather, suede, or even like worked or reworked leather. I've been seeing a lot of non-traditional leather jackets as well. It seems like people are opting for more creative leather jackets, more of those quilted leather jackets, bombers, even like really long leather trenches over your traditional kind of like moto or biker leather jacket. And when it comes to kind of remixing the classics, personally, I think that it's time. Why not? Let's diversify the classics a bit. You know what I mean? Let's update the classics. And I think that this is a really good example of that. Now, the second would be clogs. Clogs or like mules. We've seen the surge of Crocs. From that, we've seen the surge of Birkenstocks, and from that, we've seen the surge of just everybody creating their own version of a clog or their own version of like a mule, some type of heel out shoe. And personally, I'm here for it. I love a grandma looking shoe. I love an elderly, supportive looking shoe. And I love introducing shoes into my personal rotation that aren't sneakers or boots, because that's pretty much what I'm wearing 99% of the time. And so I love throwing in something like a clog or even a Birkenstock just to diversify the rotation a little bit. I've seen people do like a more dressy kind of smart approach, but I've also seen very streetwear, dressed down, comfy, oversized, kind of layered looks as well. I think the styling capabilities are endless with this trend, and so I'm gonna have to recommend it for all my androgynous vibes. And toe. The next trend would be wide leg pants. We've seen the very slow erasure, the very slow extinction of skinny pants and skinny jeans. We went from those to a straight leg, and then from there we went kind of like that flare leg, super popular, still really popular. And I think now we're moving into just like a very wide leg trend. Personally, I'm here for it as a shorty. As team 5'2" or 5'2", I feel like it's a little difficult for us to find the right pair of wide leg jeans, because as we all know, those proportions have to be right. They gotta be a little slim in the thigh and not too long, or else it's gonna be giving, Casper the Friendly Ghost. You know what I mean? I always recommend taking your time, especially when trying to find wide leg pants when you're short, because it's a difficult task. Personally, I think that this is also a really great way to elevate your style a bit. So if you tend to wear straight leg pants or skinny pants most of the time, another way to seem more fashionable is to literally just wear different shapes. Because when you wear that skinny or that straight leg, it just gives you a similar shape every single time versus something that's a little bit wider. You can play with the proportions a bit more. It's fun, you know what I mean? The thing about trying out different fits and cuts is that it's fun. It's fun to see how you can look good in multiple ways. And so I think that with adopting the more wide leg trends in your closet, I think it will absolutely benefit you. Regardless of gender, women's wide leg pants, far superior than men's. Far superior than men's, because they're going to give you a nice shape around the waist and the butt and the thigh area. So it's gonna give you like a little bit of fittedness, not too much, obviously depending on your preference. And then it's gonna like just kind of very slowly kind of curve outward, giving you a really nice shape. I find that men's wide leg pants tend to be too wide and too long and just too straight. I love the shape of just women's wide leg pants. That's just my opinion, that's just my suggestion, especially if you're shaped similarly to me, where I have a little bit of thighs, a little bit of butt with a smaller waist. So just saying. Y'all, I absolutely refuse to have trash audio for another video, so the very next trend that I want to get into that I highly recommend for the 2022s would be vests. I'm not talking about, the 2000s really tight fitted vests with the fedora and the unnecessary tie, giving very much Lindsay Lohan. That's not what I'm saying. You can also thank TikTok for the explosion of these, kind of like school academic looking vests as well, kind of coming back. And I love the look of those without a shirt on underneath, just like some necklaces. I I think it looks very 90s. I think it looks very cool. So this is something that you can definitely take and go with a bunch of different ways. You can kind of go like a three-piece suit-ish route where you have on a t-shirt, vest, and then a nice little jacket on over top, and it just gives you that nice little layered look. I'm saying three-piece because it kind of reminds me of that specific style of layering with a vest, but obviously you don't have to do it in a literal three-piece suit. I just like how this looks layered up. I like how it looks not layered up, and I think that it's for everyone. And also, pro tip, if you have big boobs, if you have big old bitties like me, if you've got mammy titties, if you've got Aunt Jemima titties, this is a great way to hide them. And the last trend that I think is really kind of taking over is the hiking or outdoor aesthetic. And I've seen these specifically within sneakers. I just bought my girlfriend the Nike Lahar kind of like outdoor looking sneaker. Those have been really going around. The Solomon sneakers, and it could be because we're in the winter months right now, and so especially in Portland, everybody's just kind of like bringing out their more cold, you know, gear, whether that be shoes specifically made for the cold, or they're waterproof, they're snowproof, that kind of thing. I don't know what the fuck snowproof is, but y'all understand what I'm talking about. They're bringing out the parkas, bringing out just those more like function first kind of outdoor hiking style clothing, even down to the accessories, where I'm seeing a lot of these boonie caps, those kind of like tall rain boots. Like, I think that there's just an emphasis on functionality when it comes to fashion right now. And I think that that has a lot to do with the pandemic. You know, we saw the influx of sweatsuits. We saw the influx of like all these brands just coming out with the basics wear, right? Where they give you like super high quality like hoodies and sweatpants. People just want their clothes to make sense, especially when they're either A, not going out as much, or B, just are more honed in on comfort than they were previously. And then also with the push for sustainability too, I feel like people are looking less to trends and looking less for those more fashion first pieces and more towards those function first pieces. And so that's why I highly suggest this. I live in Portland, and there's always people kind of walking around with that like a hybrid style of like kind of your casual everyday mixed in with some of those more like outdoorsy pieces, mainly because it rains a lot here and people want to have clothes that are waterproof. And so that's where, you know, I mentioned that function piece, because I feel like when it comes down to it, you just want your clothes to work for you. You don't want your clothes to just be there to be cute. And once you get caught out in the rain once, you learn your lesson. All right, y'all, that is it for me. Thank you for dealing with all my audio issues. I don't know, one day we're gonna get out of the ghetto, I promise. But until then, never forget, wear what you want, wear what you like, wear it out. See you soon.